The Buffalo Bills defense did a solid job against the Miami Dolphins for most of the day. They held a well-schemed, explosive offense to 212 yards net. With guys like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle on the roster, that's impressive. But given the fact that they were down several starters, it's otherworldly. That's because the Bills played essentially with their second and third strings in the secondary. And while they held up as much as they could, the Dolphins staff seemed to key in on some of the Bills' coverage tendencies and exploited them and the young DBs to get some chunk plays. So let's take a look. On this 1st and 10 play, I'm going to show you how the coaching staff keyed in on some of the plays from the Titans game in order to get this 17-yard gain to Waddle. Here the Titans come out in a trip set, but motion the receiver across the formation. The action puts the Bills defense into cover 3. The second-level defenders aren't able to get in the passing lane to deter the pass, so Tannehill hits Robert Woods. Later in the game, the same formation and same sort of play. Play fake by Tannehill, but this time, Edmonds robots and sticks with Woods to create an interception. This was important because Milano didn't expand quite enough to get into the passing window on both of those plays. But the Dolphins attacked this coverage slightly differently. They align in a trip set, then send a receiver in motion. Then, post-snap, the tight end comes across the formation on a sift block as the play fake is being executed. So the Finns hold Edmonds by adding a gap to the right side. Taron Johnson has to come downhill to fit up the run, which leaves a huge hole over the middle, and Tua hits Waddle for 17 yards. What's even more interesting is how the Finns use the same action by the Titans and coverage by the Bills to set up this big play down the field for Waddle. So watch Benford on this play. It's cover 3, but it is playing like tight man coverage, right? Because he has to, given how the Bills wanted Hyde to not get out leveraged out wide. Now flash back to the play action play they completed to Waddle. Watch the rotation by Johnson, but more importantly, the tight coverage by Benford. Look at how he plays Hill tightly, but loses him in his blind spot. But the ball doesn't go to Hill. Later in the game, the Dolphins come back to that play. On the snap, Ingram goes into his bail technique as to not get smoked off the line of scrimmage. With Hamlin kicking out wide, Ingram is likely still supposed to play it similar to Benford. But Ingram gets caught peeking at the quarterback, and Waddle gets into his blind spot and runs a corner route for a 32-yard gain. One of the reasons the Bills lost is because the Dolphins were 3 for 3 in the red zone. So let's take a look at this touchdown by wide receiver River Craycraft. It was a great read and throw by Tua, but one that may not have been made if Jordan Poyer or Micah Hyde had been playing. Flashback to the Titans game because it's the same coverage. It was their box coverage, or 4 over 3 look. On this play, the Titans tried attacking with double posts, but Poyer read the second in-breaking route and broke up the pass. So what happened against the Dolphins? As I said, the Bills are playing their box coverage, and you can see that they have 3 receivers spaced nicely. Johnson has the 2 vertical routes split, and as Tua sets the throw, you see a slight hesitation by Johnson, and it cost him a play on the ball. Unlike Poyer, who jumped it, but wasn't able to intercept the pass. But it wasn't all bad by the Bills' coaches and young players. Look at how the Dolphins shift in motion in an attempt to get the Bills' defense out of alignment. But they have a run blitz called, and on the snap, Hamlin works through the block as Edmonds reads run. The two meet at the ball. At the top of the fourth quarter, the Finns attempt a similar look, but try to leak out the same receiver that blocked on the last play. But thanks to the same run blitz call against this look, and fantastic man coverage across the board, the shot play is shut down. Now on to the question that I've gotten the most. What the hell happened on 3rd and 22? My simple answer, very good coaching and play call. So let's dive in. So earlier in the game on 3rd and 16, the Bills mugged the A-gaps to make it seem like pressure was coming. On the snap, the Bills rolled into their Tampa 2 coverage. Given the pre-snap alignment, that meant Hamlin must gain depth and widen to the deep half. Also take notice of Edmonds' drop. As is taught, Edmonds opens to the passing strength or side with 3 eligible receivers. As that receiver curls it up, he drives on it. But it's the 4-man rush, but mainly Von Miller, who disrupted the entire play. He looped inside, drew the hold, but Tua checked it down to his tight end. Penalty was declined and the Dolphins are forced to punt. So on 3rd and 22 at the top of the fourth quarter, the Dolphins dial up a similar call, as do the Bills. But the Bills only rush 3. The fourth rusher, Gregory Rousseau, is asked to drop out into the underneath area to defend a short pass. But more importantly, that allows the deep hole defender Edmonds to push even deeper down the field. The Dolphins once again force Edmonds to take the deep curl route, and instead of running a curl, Waddle runs a Dino post. Johnson is the safety in his back pedal spinning to the deep half, and Waddle freezes him. The Dolphins had their tight end and running back in to chip release, just in case. But Tua didn't need them. He set up in the pocket in rhythm and hit Waddle deep for 45 yards. The Dolphins go on to score 3 plays later, and they eventually go on to win 21-19. The Bills defense overall did a great job of holding down some of the most explosive players in the league in Waddle, Hill, and Gesicki. But some of the chunk plays surrendered were due to a young secondary, but also because the Dolphins coaching staff did a phenomenal job of adjusting. They tweaked some of their route combinations to beat some of the basic coverages the Bills played. So is it the chicken or the egg? I'll let you decide. Thanks for tuning in to this breakdown. If you guys appreciated that breakdown, make sure to subscribe to the Cover One YouTube channel. But more importantly, get to the cover1.football website to become an insider. If you sign up for our One Pass subscription on the cover1.football website, you're going to get a lot of content, behind the scenes type content, scheme and player breakdowns, scouting reports. You're going to have access to the Slack channel, our Cover One community, where we talk football all day, every day. And you're going to get access to our contributors. You're able to engage with them on a daily basis all day. And there's a lot of things that we're going to be putting out to our insiders throughout the season. So if you appreciated this content, this breakdown, you're going to get even more as an insider. So make your play for $57 for the year for all of the content that we provide to our insiders. And thank you again for joining me in the film room.